didn't know it was like at a set time to start that lecture, and I walked in way late, and everybody stared at me, and I was so embarrassed. But anyway, he was really cool about it. We became friends, and I spent 2 years saying, "We need you back, we need you back." He kept saying, "Nah, they have Google, there's no place for me, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "There's YouTube, there's podcasts, there's like everything." And then Shutter came along, he's like, "Should I do this?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, you should do this." And then
Yeah, but
quick version.
the thing about that story is the book signing was at a bookstore in Mountain View, California. And some of you may know that Mountain View, California is where, that's where Google is, that's where the Pentagon, the Pentagon's online stuff is. So all the people at this reading
We're very serious science.
were these really high level software engineers and people like that. And so Darcy shows up as the mail girl. So obviously I'm going to notice her.
It was so silent because, like I said, I thought it was just like you show up anytime when he's there and get a signing. I didn't know he was doing a lecture and everybody's like paying attention, being all quiet. I'm like, hey.
There were people from the White House there.
What? I didn't know.
So fast forward a couple of years, and Matt Mangiarides, the producer of The Last Drive-In, comes in. He says he got this deal set up to do a pilot for Shudder, and we met with the Shudder executive, and the Shudder executive said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, we're not going to make any impression unless it's a big deal." And so we agreed to make it. We were going to do a 54-hour marathon that was modeled after the Jerry Lewis telethon. We were going to do it on Labor Day weekend, and I said this would get people's attention. And so we planned it, and we started working on it. I started, preparing it, and they had a change of management at Shudder, and the CEO was fired, and the new CEO came in, and he started eliminating projects. Now, he didn't eliminate us right away, but I think about like 3 months into his tenure, because it was going to take a while to do this 54-hour, plan this 54-hour thing. 3 months into his tenure, we called it Black Friday. He calls on a Friday, and he says, "I'm just not into nostalgia.
Oh my God!
And I don't think I want to do this. It's too expensive, even though it wasn't that expensive. It really was not that expensive." And the executive, it was not the executive who had originally, gotten excited about it. And so that executive stayed on the phone with us, and he said, "Okay, now, don't tell me no immediately, and don't be mad at me." And he says, "But I have a fund that I can do anything that I want with, but it's only $30,000. Tell me what you can do. Tell me to go to hell, or tell me that you can do something with $30,000. And you don't have to answer today. We'll talk on Monday." And so when we hung up the phone, I told the would-be producers, we can do 2 movies. We can do maybe 4 movies. We can maybe have 2 guests, or I said, this is essentially something like a walk-on on a talk show. $30,000. I mean, just to set up a set and build a set, and so I said, I don't think we should do it. And they said, "Well, we kind of agree with you." They said, "Well, what if we just did 1 movie and made a big deal out of it?" And I said, then we look pathetic. Let's just pass. We'll get someone. We'll keep it alive. We'll go to someone else. Okay, so that's on Friday afternoon. On Sunday morning, the producer calls me and says, the entire crew says they will work for free. I said, "Fuck fuck you, Matt, now I have to do it.
Okay, so I want to remind you the question was how we met.
Yeah, but that's what this is leading up to. So I have to, yeah. So I have to have a mail girl. And remember, I called you up and I said, you've already got the costume. You wore it to Mountain View, California in 2016. And you agreed to do it. Then you told me later that you wanted to chicken out and not come, but at the time you wanted to do it.
Okay, thanks.
And so that's how we
met, really?
that's how we cast the mail girl.
That's not what the question was. How you cast, I was there.
I mean, we only had.
Do you have another question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, shortly after you met,